Welcome to Financial Independence Retire Early in South Africa. My name is Bird. This is the 15th episode of Financial Independence Retire Early. And I'm going to continue talking about Dogecoin, right? This is Dogecoin part two. Yeah, I'm excited. Clearly, I'm really, really excited about Dogecoin. And this episode is just a continuation of why, right? So in the first episode, we went through, I've already spoke about generally just a basic understanding what crypto is, decentralization, blockchain, and so forth, right? And how Dogecoin, why I believe Dogecoin is more specifically positioned to be the cryptocurrency of the internet or the international cryptocurrency for payments, as it's already becoming in America, So like like most people, I'm not gonna deny it. I first heard about it from Elon Musk, so people claim that just means that it's hype just because Elon Musk likes it or because every time he tweets about it, yes, we do get a price increase every time he tweets about it. But for me, that just means that the more he tweets about it, right, the more volume or the more people are interested in it and the more people buy it. And that's why we have price increases. And that just means that, yes, it Metcalfe's law and network effect, but mostly it can allow for mass adaptation, right? So Dogecoin, more than Bitcoin or more than any other cryptocurrency, is more positioned to be the cryptocurrency for purchases. So there are a lot of companies, right? Like the Dallas Mavericks, like Newegg, like Reddit, like the Las Vegas Knights, like Slim Jims, like Snickers, like Sunaid, like CoinFlip, about four-car companies, just like the Kessler luxury hotel company, right? Air Baltic, an entire airline. There are so many companies, at least in America, that are beginning to accept Dogecoin as a form of payment. And even more than that, they are putting Dogecoin on their balance sheets, right? They are treating it as a cash on hand strategy, at least, right? A fluid uh, hedge for their currencies and for payments, and that will allow the mass adaptation or the mass acceptance of Dogecoin into society. And I think, at least for me, that in itself, just that alone, places it at $1, right? And the fact that it's like 40 cents today, or like, it's relatively volatile, anything from 20 to 40 cents today, and can get to $1, that enough for me means it is a hedge. If you want to call it an investment, you can call it that. People call it a gamble. I'm going to call it an investment, right? But again, I'm not an investment advisor. I do not give financial advice or investment advice. What I do here is share my understanding, share my knowledge, and share my personal strategies to financial independence, right? For the sake of retiring early or for the sake of financial freedom, right? So this is part of my strategy, right? Being on YouTube is part of an income strategy for me. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends to do the same so I can like move that much quicker to monetization, right? But I digress. What I'm trying to get at is I believe that Dogecoin, for me at least, is a strategy, part of my strategy to get financial independence. Now, let me clarify my investment strategy. So cryptocurrencies in general are about 15% of my entire investment strategy. So I'm invested in like stocks and bonds, right? Um, Multiple stocks and bonds, right? But of my entire portfolio, if you're gonna like average or 100 percentile my portfolio, 15%, 15%, 1 5 of my portfolio is in cryptocurrencies. Of that 15%, 50 or half of it is in Dogecoin. The rest of it is in Cardano, Ether, and Bitcoin, and maybe even Polkadot and BTT. I'm looking into that. But specifically right now, I hold Cardano, I hold Ether, and very little Bitcoin. So clearly, Dogecoin is a big part of my crypto strategy or my crypto hedge. So I'm going to go very specifically into why, but mass adaptation is a big part of it, right? People do not buy and sell with their Bitcoin as much as we would think or as much as we thought they would. People treat Bitcoin as a store of value, pretty much like gold 2.0. Maybe 100, 500 years ago, people used to buy it every day with gold. Maybe 5 years ago, people used to make a lot of purchases with Bitcoin, but not anymore. People are using it as a store of value. People are holding on to their Bitcoin as an investment, right? Fair enough. And as a store of value, I understand that. And I'm doing that too as much as I can. But for my day to day purchases, I believe that Dogecoin is more better positioned, more equipped to be treated as the cryptocurrency of the internet. So, a lot of companies that jumped in. I just read a whole list, and I just like to say, people's like, oh, Dogecoin is inferior technology. Inferior technology can win. Research the difference between VHS and Betamax, but VHS was more widely accepted, or had the penetration, the market penetration, or mass adaptation, and then became the standard. Granted, over time it did get replaced by CDs and Blu-ray, and now everybody's streaming. But what I'm trying to get at is, for at least for a short period of time, for the next 6 months, for the next year and a half, right, Dogecoin can be the cryptocurrency of the internet. So people treat Ether like Internet 3.0, right? So that's what I'm saying. People treat Ethereum like Internet 3.0. But granted, you can do so much on Ethereum. You can build so many things on their technology. It really does have a function as a strong technology base for a lot of things, just like the internet, right? I do not understand how the internet works, but I use the internet every day. I might not understand how Ethereum works, but I can, invest in Ether or Ethereum as a technology, right? Cardano also has, internet type effects, but to me it behaves a little bit more. Okay, people think Google is the internet also. That's all I'll say. Ether is like Google, but Ether is more like Internet 3.0. We have established that. Cardano behaves a little bit like Google too, in a sense that people can confuse Google for the internet. So Cardano can behave like Ethereum, but more than that, the network effect and the Metcalfe's law effect that Cardano follows, to me, feels a lot more like Facebook. People can still build certain things on Facebook, like there are businesses that are completely based on Facebook, just like there are businesses that are completely based on Amazon, but there are businesses whose entire marketing and advertising strategy is around Facebook. There are schools, universities that build so much of their stuff on Facebook. Cardano does the same, especially if you know what Cardano is doing on this continent, right? He also, Twitter is also doing a lot on this, or is trying to do stuff on this continent with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But I think Cardano has a strong day-to-day function better than Bitcoin, or the Cardano technology has a strong day-to-day function better than Bitcoin. So I'm invested in Cardano because I'm interested in Cardano, and I really, really appreciate some of the stuff that they're trying to do in Ethiopia and in other African countries. I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to understand more, and maybe even apply some of that to my own personal day-to-day living. But what I believe Dogecoin does for me specifically, as Bird, even what I think Dogecoin does for me specifically, it is a hedge against my currency. I'm not even gonna lie. For me right now, Dogecoin is a hedge against the South African rand. It is a hedge against me trying to do international payments to America. It is a hedge for me when I'm trying to do international payments to Asia, to Europe. I don't have to go through all of these currency transfers, where the rand is so weak against other currencies, and the banks are going to charge me so much, and the sending is also going to charge me so much. I don't have to go through all of that. I can just have my money in Dogecoin, and when I want to make an international payment, because so many companies are beginning to accept Dogecoin, I hope Asia does too. I really, really, I'm trying to understand also. I know South Korea, China also has a strong cryptocurrency behavior, but I know South Korea has a larger mass adaptation, in the mainstream, because China laws against crypto are still, weird now. They were trying to ban it a few years ago, or a few months ago. Just look into that too for yourself. But what I'm trying to get at is, if also Asian companies or more European companies can also accept Dogecoin as much as American companies are accepting Dogecoin, it will make it so much easier for someone like Bird, someone who's in a developing country, someone whose currency, right, goes through so many currency devaluations, goes through such terrible inflation, and is so weak against other international currencies. I can have Dogecoin, especially if it's worth $1, right? Man, Amazon, yeah, it'll take Amazon adaptation, I think, for Dogecoin to get to $1. That's what I believe, but at least 50, 60 cents, we can get there soon enough. But Amazon can definitely get us to $1 if they are accepted in their payments. But what I'm trying to get at is, now when I want to make payments or purchases on Amazon, I don't have to go through my currency changes. I don't have to go through all of these expensive bank costs. I can just use BitPay or any other service and use Dogecoin. So Dogecoin is such an important hedge against currency devaluations. It's such an important mid-term to long-term hedge against inflation for me, as somebody coming from a developing country. So it's really, really important. I think cryptocurrencies generally have that function, but I think Bitcoin, if it does become the payment or the cryptocurrency for payments on the internet, if it does become the payment cryptocurrency on the internet. That would be so, almost even life changing for someone like me. I can save so much money and I can grow my business that much faster because I can have, quick day to day, instantaneous, cheap, capabilities to make purchases internationally. And that is why I think Dogecoin is so important. That is why 50%. That is why it is 50% of my cryptocurrency hedge. So yeah, that is what I'm trying to get at, man. I need a hedge, against inflation, against currency devaluation, and also a hedge that is liquid, a hedge or a I need it to be liquid. I don't want to be tapping into my investment, right? If Bitcoin is an investment, which is what all of you guys are saying, I agree. That is why I'm not trying to use Bitcoin for my purchases. I want to leave it be as an investment. If you think Ether is an investment, or Cardano is an investment, or Polkadot is an investment, I agree. That is why I don't want to touch it. I'll let it chill because that's what y'all are doing anyway. I'll let it chill and grow as an investment. But for day-to-day purchases, at least for international transactions, I need to remain liquid, and I need something that can hedge against currency devaluation and inflation. And that for me is Dogecoin. So I am long on Dogecoin in the midterm and the long term, because I hope and believe if I ever travel to other continents, I hope and believe it will be so much easier for me to use Dogecoin, so much cheaper for me to use Dogecoin. If I'm trying to grow my businesses and I need to do international payments, it'll be so much easier for me. It'll be so much cheaper for me to use Dogecoin, and that is why, because I can save as much as I want to, and say, oh, I'm gonna buy foreign currencies and have a forex account and hold money in the bank. That's gonna cost me too much, right? It's gonna cost me too much. Even if I was to grow my businesses into multi-million rand businesses, and we're trying to have a foreign currency hedge, the banks are gonna charge me too much, right? But if I have a crypto wallet and I just have Dogecoin chilling there, and Dogecoin is worth $1, right, or more, but it's worth $1 at least. That's my like projection, right? That is my base price for Dogecoin. I'm holding it to get to $1. Anything more, I'll see how I feel when it gets there. I might sell a little bit. The more it grows, I might just keep selling just so I can, that's my profits, because it will feel like it's a lot more risky for me. But I'm comfortable with getting it to $1. So the fact that it's even less than half of that, right? It's about 40 cents, 30 cents, 20 cents. I feel there's so much more opportunity for growth as an investment, but also specifically, right, as a hedge against currency devaluation and inflation when I want to make international purchases. So that is the most important thing, right? So the mass adaptation, the hype, if you want to call it that, people getting excited about it. For me, that's a good thing, right? For me, that's a really, really good thing. Keep tweeting Elon, keep tweeting Mark Cuban, Snoop Dogg, Jason Derulo, everybody else. Keep tweeting, guys. I appreciate it. I would like more companies to be able to take Dogecoin so I can buy stuff from America. So yeah, like I said, a lot of companies are jumping in, and even though it's an inferior technology, the fact that people are trying to use it means that the technology will get better. I think the founders who for a while were uninterested are now more interested in it. If you look at some of the stuff they were saying years ago, some of these people, the two guys that developed it, not some of these people, but the two guys, Bill Marcus and Andrew Jackson. No, not Andrew Jackson, Jackson Palmer and Bill Marcus. They had like relatively negative things to say, like it's a joke, and they were right. Yes, it's a joke. It has no real value. They don't care about it that much. They were right. But now that people are adopting it and are appreciating it, they are forced to go back and look at it and be like, okay, what real value then now can we create? And I think people are beginning to create real technological value from Dogecoin, and that can only be good for people like me who are at least hedging against or invested in Dogecoin. So the fact that it's an inferior technology, I don't care about that, right? Bitcoin can be Gold 2.0, yay, right? Ethereum is Internet 3.0, yay. Cardano is Facebook 2.0 or Google 2.0, yay. But Dogecoin is the international currency 2.0. I don't want to say dollar 2.0 because people are using USDT is that, but for me, Dogecoin is the international currency of choice. it is my international currency of choice. Yeah. And I need it, as I'm trying to grow my businesses. at least for now, and maybe even in the long term, right? But at least for now, I believe I need it. I do need Bitcoin, yes, as investment strategies, but I think I need Dogecoin in order to make purchases, cheap, fast purchases, into term to American at least companies, So yeah, that I hope that kind of really, really explains, you know, a lot of my excitement, or a lot of my why I'm giving Dogecoin so much attention, and it explain, and hope you can share what you understand from that, what you don't understand from that, why you think I'm right, why you think I'm wrong, and what your strategy could be. I'm gonna leave my community details down in the description, like I always do. So hit me up on WhatsApp, call me if you want, text me, DM me on Facebook, DM me on Instagram, check me out on TikTok, and let's grow this community. I'm really, really interested, if anybody's watching this, right, and you also want to do it too. I'm really, really interested in learning how to mine Dogecoin. So I want to build a Dogecoin mining rig, if that's what they're called. And you're on this continent or in this country, or even if you're far and you just want to help send me NVIDIA GPUs and stuff. I would really appreciate that. Send me a GPU, man. Send me like a